Whoa. Starfish loves you.
Wait, is the snail up there?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the plastic. She's got me cleaning all her algae off me.
I'm watching the starfish. It has a cute little starfish.
What you gonna do with all that bull? All that bull inside your skull? I'm gonna make you curl. Make you curl, make you curl.
You gonna be that curler? I got that movie with that curl on the front, do it like this. Yeah, I will never forget that. I'll be 90 years old telling that story.
She's got me spending all her coverage on me and propaganda on me. What you gonna do with all that skunk? All that skunk bought from that punk. I'm gonna get you drunk. Get you drunk off of my skunk. What you gonna do smoking that joint? All them liberal talking points. I'm gonna go smoke my joint until I can't see the point. She's got me spending all their coverage on her and spending time on her. She's got them spending all their coverage on her and spending time on her. What you gonna do when I blow chunks? When I blow chunks on that monk? What? I think I've gone too far.
A little bit.
A little bit. I think I got that going there for fucking ad-libbing while cleaning algae off fish tanks. I'm not gonna pat myself on the back or anything, you know. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. And welcome back to the Easy Reefers Fish Room. And thank you, Troll, for coming in and doing your little thing and then going away. Make up your mind. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? And there they go. So, once again, we are here on the most suppressed broadcast on YouTube. And, well, you know, we've got some interesting things to discuss. Hopefully we'll have some of the regulars figure figure out that I'm live.
I just tried to send out a message.
Oh, thank you, dear. I'm gonna. Oh God, which one I didn't notice how bad this audio is. Oh shit. I was gonna say once my genius finally kicked it, I just stopped caring. Anyway. That's just gonna have to do now.
Good morning, Lacey.
Morning. All right. So, had a little bit of a flow back up there on the overflows. Sorry to hear that's. But anyways, so trying to get it together here. And I've been having a migraine since I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning or whatever. And kind of struggling for breath. Trying to focus. Look at me, I'm focusing. Focus. It's not working. Yeah, let's focus on the pretty tank. There we go. Anyway, so just Lacey, did you get a notification, Lacey? Wondering how we're doing on the whole suppression thing. I wonder, you know, with 3,000 plus subscribers, what it would take to get a couple dozen people in here. But anyways, I apologize for the inevitable slow pace of this video as I struggle to supply brain to my oxygen or something, blood to my stream, I don't know. Precious fluids, something about precious fluids. Yeah.
Precious. Yeah, fluids are very precious at the moment.
Speaking of precious fluids, more coffee.
Speaking of precious fluids, let's not lose any today.
Oi. Yes, take your little anti-nausea medication. So, among the weapons of the Spanish Inquisition, among the reasons that this channel is suppressed, I think the most comprehensive way to understand it is by looking at the aspects of the agenda that's being pushed in relation to the content of this channel in specific. And, you know, the lack of my ability to find other channels like it in any way, even just from a, you know, either Christian or open-minded spiritualist sort of standpoint. It seems as if these people don't exist, and all there are on YouTube, the broadcast yourself place, the unbiased media platform, technology platform, that is essentially supposed to operate like, you know, an AOL or some sort of chat service just with video. All that's available to me is these manufactured, made up, professional model, actor, microphone studio people. And one thing you might find that I've documented that they all have in common is that you only have one type of liberal, so-called liberal, and you only have one type of so-called conservative available to you. On YouTube, are you watching this right now? You, whoever you are, not you, Lacey. I know you. Anybody in the future, are you just a progressive or just a Trumpist? Because that's all that's on YouTube. That's all that the that's all that the Google algorithm promotes. That's all that the Google algorithm even allows me to see. You got these people, and then you got the random, just one or two, basically actors that look like they're paid to pretend to be crazy people, that are there just to trigger search results and lead to nowhere. As I've demonstrated when when I was trying to search for other shit. What was it that I was searching for last time on here? We had it going on here. It was the topic of the day we were talking about. Talking about send it to Rachel. That's right, send it to Rachel. And it was just me, this fucking shill, and this random weird looking guy. In all of America, in all of the world, the only people of the millions of Rachel Maddow viewers, 3. And they didn't even have all of my videos up there, did they? But you see, the progressives, the quote-unquote progressives, share the same dirty little secret that the Trumpists do. And that is that everything appealing about them is plagiarism. Each one of them has dissected a portion of true Christian faith and cast lots to rend it apart. On the conservative side, even as this person, Sam Cedar, will tell you, They claim to be Christian, but they don't seem to know what Jesus said. Well, guess what, Mr. Cedar? You claim to know a lot about what Jesus said. In fact, your entire platform is based upon it. But at your core, you despise all Christians and you seek to ban religion. And that is why you never give credit when it comes to any of your ideals, where credit is long overdue. That's their dirty little secret. The one thing progressives refuse to acknowledge, refuse to talk about, refuse to discuss is that they proclaim the mantras. They proclaim the mantras of a faith while pursuing the abolition of it.
I peed for the second time already today.
Really?
Sorry.
Really?
Sorry. I love you. It's exciting after everything I've been through. I'm sorry, I'm just
I'm in the middle of fucking, not just a broadcast, but a serious fucking lecture that I was hoping you would come in and start listening to so you could get into it. But yeah, to tell me about you're happy that you peed.
But
Oh, I don't even know what to do with that now. Just game over for my brain.
I'm sorry.
The Russians win. Oh. I was on a roll. I was actually not feeling my headache for a minute there. Anyways. So, speaking of peeing, I wonder if Lacey just laughed so hard she peed on herself. And of course, speaking of women getting pissed on, Donald Trump.
It's always a segue to my retardedness, see?
Donald Trump has been missing in action for days now. After basically his little shutdown cave, he's too embarrassed to show his face in public, basically. And he's just sitting there having an angry tirade on Twitter that just never ends. He's not sleeping. He's just not coming out in public. I don't know. He's probably just down there in Mar-a-Lago, just bathing in hooker piss. Got his waterproof or piss-proof phone or whatever. Just sitting there tweeting away. You wouldn't believe the aroma in here. The fake CNN news says it smells like piss, but I call it sweet vagina nectar. Oh, damn it. And the broadcast has gone wonky. Shit. And now back to the ceiling. Anyways. So my apologies if the screen and whole thing went screwy there. Seems my battery's getting into low power mode. Now, Trump has been not only called out for his ineffectuality as far as increasing a physical barrier. His entire strategy in achieving this was flawed, from his simpletons branding approach. Because let's face it, when it comes to branding, he knows nothing. He thinks he knows something because he has the name Trump. But he actually knows nothing of branding at all. He just thinks you put Trump on something and it sells. That's not branding, people. Not at all. If that were branding, Macy's would be doing well. See what I'm saying? What he is good at is name calling. What he is good at is being the poster child for the leftovers of Christianity as an archetype. That is to say, all of the pride and self-righteousness that hollowed out hypocrites are left with. He is the poster child for that. And so he rallied the hypocrites to this: build a wall, lock her up. And now most of his campaign is getting lock the fuck up behind a wall, or two, or four. And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put this failed branding attempt back together again. And instead of, from the moment he became president, from the moment he overthrew the United States government, and that's all I'm going to give him credit for, the moment that our established government decided to sit on their hands and let a Russian agent overthrow the United States government, he could have, if he was halfway competent or anything but a Russian agent, simply trying to provoke chaos, disorder, anarchy. He would have, from the moment he began to occupy the Oval Office, changed his rhetoric from build the wall, build the wall, build the wall, to explaining the case for mass intrusion barriers. I suppose I should risk giving them yet another thing to copy off of me that would be more effective than anything they could ever think of, and just point out how effective the phrase mass intrusion. Picture that on the border, talking about border security, reason to build physical barriers to stop mass intrusions, physical barrier to stop mass intrusions. Oh, the things I could tell you if you paid me enough. But no, he's the build the wall, build the wall, build the wall. As if we were trying to stop the fucking Mongolian horde. We've got, I think, 680, almost 700 miles of actual physical wall, fence, barrier, whatever, on the border already. There's about 1,000 miles that is sort of cascading, terracing type estuaries that all go into the Rio Grande Valley, which forms our actual southern border. There's a river there. You can't build a wall on a river.
Not to mention the other thing that not too many people are talking about is how you're going to affect the wildlife too by building a wall out there.
Nobody really gives a fuck about the wildlife.
Well, you know what? I give a fuck about the wildlife.
But when it comes, I'm talking about appealing to Trumpists right now, you know. And when it comes to national security, what's more important to most people that live down there, okay, they don't want anybody from Washington D.C. telling them what to do about the damn wildlife, okay. You're gonna ruffle more feathers than you're gonna mat, you know. It's about eminent domain. It's about the fact that because there's the river, they're going to have to move the border back. Basically, what Trump wants to do. And here's another reason why I ought to fucking run for president. The Democrats are inept in their opposition to Trump and his agenda. Because they haven't, from the beginning, capitalized on the fact that Trump wants to cede land to Mexico. You don't know how to keep them on their heels. You don't know how to use rhetorical phrases that actually make people think. Simple words that cause complex thoughts. Trump wants to cede land to Mexico. Because in order to build the wall, you're going to have to give away private land owned by American citizens. By the way, many of them Texan gun owners. With scopes. And you're going to cede that land to Mexico. Not on paper. Maybe. But for all intents and purposes, we're building a wall. What's on the other side? Is that still America? No, that's Mexico now. And see, Democrats, they want to stop and have a little nuanced argument about whether that's technically true. No, it may not be technically true, but it's rhetorically true. And at its core, it is true. And you know what? Keep them on their heels. Make them discuss how it's not technically true. and let their own people tune them out. They're starting to sound like liberals with all their blah, blah, blah. How's it going, Miss Q? But the same way this neo-Confederate pseudo-conservative movement that we now know as Trumpistanianism or whatever takes the pride and the surface and the name and the identity and taints it and morphs it from a spirituality worn on someone's sleeve to more of a sort of an armband with like a sort of a corrupted cross on it. What does that make me think of? Oh yeah, Nazis. Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
You did not see that coming? Oi, oi, oi. Well, similarly to this Orwellian level of rhetorical windbaggery on the quote-unquote of the sect Christianity has allowed for the protein and the meat and the fat, the substance, the water, that which quenches thirst, has been stolen by the quote-unquote left. In order to cause a desert of thought here on this free platform of ideas. Oh yeah, quote-unquote. This progressive movement. Oh, you have to be labeled as a progressive. You have to agree with us. You have to have our Orwellian approved think. And we will bless you with the title of progressive. And we can pretend you're as good as all of us except for Bernie. No one can ever be as good as Bernie. Not even Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Pizarro. Bienville.
Couldn't pop.
Castro. What? Double castration. What? You know, there's this whole one of these things is not like the other. There's the process of elimination, the recognition of commonality, pattern analysis. And if you apply basic pattern analysis to what it means to be progressive, like Little Bunny Foo-Foo. Oh yes, Little Bunny Foo-Foo is a progressive. Those poor field mice. It's a metaphor for fucking communist brainwashing. And then down came the good fairy, and she said, Little Bunny Foo-Foo, I don't want to see you using the words of Jesus and then bopping him on the head. I'm killing my wife over here. She's
Did you just show me?
And now the Russian troll just flagged this video as a snuff film. What?
Did you just show me on camera?
Yes.
How dare you?
All like pretzeling in your face and hands. You can't turn your laugh into a pretzel. I don't know what you're trying to do. A laugh is not a pretzel. No matter how much acid you take. Well, no, I'm pretty sure. If you take enough acid, a laugh can actually be a pretzel. These things can be identical. It's just a matter of whether or not you have salt or icing on them. You know, your laughs. What?
Made my brain explode.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
I can't see that.
Oh, what do you think she said? Anyways. So yeah. Little Bunny Foo-Foo hopping through the forest. Blocking out the Christians. And claiming they're the only ones who know what the fuck a forest is. Claiming they're the only ones who know how to take care of the forest. Claiming they're the only ones who know what birds and bees and flowers and trees are. And don't forget the educated fleas. What? What?
Supposed to rake the forest.
Rake the forest. Yes, you gotta rake the forest. Only you can prevent forest fires with rakes.
Rakes.
Like the Canadians did, or the Dutch, or whatever. Yeah, the Dutch. They rake. They have this raking that they do.
Good times.
I bet you somewhere there is slow-mo footage of Trump jumping up and down on a mattress with lighting from behind, and just golden droplets just bouncing up and down on the mattress in slow motion, just, and he's just like, yay, yay.
Horrible.
Just let that mental image simmer for a while.
Thanks.
And I'm pretty sure it's going to be that Russian pop polka playing. In fact, I think that must be like the part of that music video that they edited out. That's the real way that video ends. Slow-mo of Trump doing a happy dance on a mattress with just an up and down rain wave of piss.
That's disturbing.
Backlit and glowing against a starry sky. But hark, the moon like a testicle hangs low in the sky. Oh, I miss Robin Williams. You see, one of the reasons why I think it's at least possible that Robin Williams, among others, were killed is because of the necessity of this liberal wave. And by liberal, you got to understand that it's Fox News and the progressives trying to entitle themselves with the word liberal. But if you look up what actually liberalism is, oh, not quite. But one thing these people have in common, all these people that have died recently, these famous people, these influential people, these people who have influenced thought for decades, is that they were all in the points in their lives where they were starting to be more spiritual. And when it comes to this progressive order, this Orwellian approved think, they would have said, hey, wait a minute. This pattern of you guys all kind of wanting to abolish religion, that's not really American when it all comes down to it. It's not really what's the word? Constitutional when it all comes down to it. And whether or not you could possibly believe that the KGB could ever murder anyone and make it look like a suicide, I know that's so far-fetched. I must be some sort of a conspiracy theorist. You can certainly consider how they would consider it a cyber warfare and espionage priority to enable and facilitate that Orwellianism. They help these people silence their opposition. That is the centrist Democrat, the compassionate conservative. They are two sides of the same fucking coin, and that is the Horde. That which seeks to enslave humanity, sow anarchy, and ultimately destroy civilization. What better word do you have for it than the Horde? It is not a race, it is not a creed, it is not a religion, it is not a political party. It will take the form of any of these things to seek its agenda. And if you get confused into calling anyone with these agenda by whatever creed, credence, religion, color, culture, whatever label they want to put on there, you're falling for their trap and you're playing into their agenda. Because those people are not Christians. Those who support the defiler. And those people are not progressives. Those who would rewrite the Constitution. That's not progress. That's rebellion. What you're saying that is that everything we've done so far as a nation, all the progress we've made, all the actual progress from all the actual progressives, from all the actual liberals, and the actual conservatives, all the advances we've made in civil rights, labor rights, that's just been something that you get to take credit for now, even though most of those movements were organized in churches. Guess why you're losing? Guess why it's your agenda that's dividing this country, tearing it apart? Because God is real, and no movement that seeks to detach mankind on a priority basis from the presence of God, from trying to seek His justice, His wisdom, His truth, or hers, depending on how you want to look at it. Any movement that seeks to ban religion, that shuns religion, that shuns faith itself, cannot speak for the majority of any human population and should be easily recognizable as a campaign of division by an enemy seeking to conquer in some way. And now, while they use the very water of life to say, here, come and drink. Come and drink from our poisoned well. And the water is very sweet. And people are thirsty. And man, when you're out in the desert, that water sounds good, smells good, tastes good. But those are conquerors, and that wasn't their well. And they're not giving you drink because they're your friends. And, oh, many of your friends have stopped there and said, here, they have water, come and drink with me. Many publicists have seen the well and heard of the well and said, here, there is a well. The water is sweet there, go and drink. When they have not even drank from it themselves, they know not what it truly tastes like. They know not that it is poisoned. They don't know where the spring comes from. They don't know the source of the water. And sure, it may merge with many local streams deep underground, but still it is poisoned. From far away on a hill, one man came. And instead of going and listening to people and hearing what they say, and instead of meeting with the crowds that go to and from and asking them, what have you heard? Why are you going there? What was there? What was it like? This man stood upon the hilltop and he said, I'm going to stay thirsty a while and see what's really going on here. And maybe I'll stay here and die of thirst. But I'm not going to risk just doing what everybody else is telling me to do in a time of war. I'm not going to fall for anything that sounds too good to be true. And he waits on the hill. And the evening comes. And the sun goes down. And then he sees them digging. Is it a well they're digging? Are they digging for more water? No, they're digging to hide the corpses. They're digging to cover up the truth. And all those people who come and go during the day, they don't know that a third of them is made sick. One goes in, two come out. Three goes in, two come out, excuse me. The two go and spread the word. One never to be seen again. And the wise man on the hill, he goes and warns the cities. And the two that came out are there in the city. And they cause that city to call him a liar. And they say, don't listen to this man. The water there is sweet. I drink from it and I'm fine. But as the bodies pile up, underground, festering, where no one can see, as people just keep going missing, whether physically or in their minds. Will the city notice their population dwindles? Will the city notice the hollowed out zombies among them? Or will they kill the prophet? And just wait until the bodies cause a plague that cannot be stopped. Wait until those who have brainwashed, who have drank from the poison water, who have fallen by the wayside, who have given in to brainwashing, propaganda, who have become at their core haters of America, of democracy, of capitalism, and of religion, of true religion, not religiosity. And because they have voluntarily acquiesced their freedom, they rot. And because the city denies and denies, because a couple are like, well, I still believe in God. Oh, I still go to church. A couple of them here and there. Well, must still be okay. But eventually, stench overwhelms them. Eventually, their immune systems just can't handle it. Eventually, all that they're allowed is approved think. Yep. Anyways. Well, gee, that was a fascinating story, Sean. I wonder what brought that on. I think it was dinner. What was the title of this video again? What were we supposed to be talking about? I seem to have gotten on a bit of a tirade there. Acid pretzels. Yes, exactly. Perfect. Thank you. Boy. Oh. Well, this is an awkward angle. A little corner sunrise of forehead. Dun, 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 dun. Ah! Okay, I'm just gonna hold it that way. There we go. Fuck. It doesn't work quite as well with two people sitting on the couch. It's okay. I wasn't implying, I was just informing. Yeah. Try not to get whiplash. Hi. I'm entertaining. Let's just be honest. I keep it classy all the way till Christmas.
Speaking of all the way to Christmas, this has been the longest month ever.
Right? Fucking, like, they were making a joke about it the other day. It's like fucking the 198 days of January.
Right? Fucking feels like it. But tomorrow...
Like, it's still January?
It's still January. Tomorrow is February, though.
Fuck.
Right. Yes, we're still in
Which
January.
is why it feels like it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon and it's only 9 a.m.
Right.
So anyways, still just the one person watching, eh? None of the 0 people made it yet? Zero people from the 99 and the 2000s. Mm-hmm. What? See if I can. Okay. No. Ah. That didn't work very well at all. I guess we could just fucking. I don't know. I want a free hand. Or, I want my other hand free or something. I have a free hand. Just like, I don't know, it's making me claustrophobic or something. I don't know. Stop laughing at me. Or, no, never mind. Keep laughing at me. Laugh all you want, damn it. Laugh all you want. See if I care. I just got some one-handophobia or something. Makes me feel like I'm a victim of Darth Vader or something. I don't know. I need a robot hand. Boy. Anyways. Whoa. I need to catch some Raisinets for my headache. Let me just check before I call it a broadcast here. They're finally bringing the Mexican Ford Ranger to America. It looks a little better, I guess. Maybe they updated it, or are they making one here now too? They did stop making cars, but oh, woman found dead from gunshot wound in spring. What if Trump fact-checked the experts? Fuck are you talking about? That just made my head hurt. So, what if dogs meowed inside of a mouse? Like the whole sentence just doesn't even fucking.
A dog meowed inside of a mouse.
Like, Trump fact check. I'm surprised I could even complete the fucking sentence. Just without biting my tongue or something. I don't know. Like my face just turning inside out. Some sort of acid pretzel. Oh, the 2019 Rolex at Daytona has been posted by the IMSA official channel.
Pots 1 through 4.
Let me just tell you. You want to talk about a utopia? Here's a utopia for you. Let's make a concerted news media effort to declare a sport as being endorsed by actual progressives. How about, yeah. News media people, news reporters, Hollywood fuckers. That's what y'all like to be called there in Hollywood, right? Hollywood fuckers? Yeah. This is Bill Maher. He's my Hollywood fucker buddy. Wait. I don't know how people might take that.
You're not allowed any.
They need
road
to.
trips
Everybody
out
needs
west.
to. What?
I said you're not allowed any road trips out west.
Any more trips I read. So, Hollywood fuckers, TV fuckers, cow fuckers, pig fuckers, antelope fuckers, cantaloupe fuckers, apple pie fuckers. What am I talking about again?
Fuckers, apparently.
Fuckers of all the major food groups.
Fuckers of all shapes and sizes.
No, but like, okay. I'm not just talking Rachel Maddow and Chris Hayes. I'm talking about national security advisors, military people. Need to give this shit a chance and see what I'm seeing here on the vision of promoting this as our alternate national sport. You know, you can go one of two ways. You can just let football die out eventually because, you know, people become more civilized, and that's gonna happen whether you like it or not, honey.
Saints got robbed. Never gonna let that shit go. It's the Super Bowl lie this year. That's what it is.
Exactly. It's destructive for society. Anyways.
Hashtag robbed.
Too violent, too emotional, too corrupt. But you could actually keep it going as one of two sports that are sort of our major American sports. And the other one should be endurance racing. Why? Marketing. Good old American product marketing. Okay? Because not only is this a platform for the showcasing of American technology as it can compete with the best in the world, namely Japan and Germany. But then, when juxtaposed against football as the nation's two major pastimes, you know, baseball being more of a pastime, let's just face it. Endurance racing provides a lot of opportunities for establishing common ground where there is very little in NASCAR. Endurance racing provides something for everyone, both as far as just, you know, being, you know, having classes that are literally the cars that you drive every day on the streets, plus the, you know, the cars that some people strive to be able to afford in a whole nother class by themselves. But consider this. About 40% of Americans, 40% of this 300 fucking plus million people, it's like 350 million at this point, 40% of them spend about an hour a day driving. And instead of any sort of hobby-based influence on that driving habit, as far as lane placement or driving etiquette, rules, regulations, knowing the capabilities and dangers in a real sense, humanity in general could use with a lot more focus, could do with a lot more focus, could benefit from a lot more focus in general on the operation of motor vehicles. You don't need to automate everything. It's going to be a long time before we can automate everything. Okay? As far as driving goes. And frankly, I don't like it. I don't think it's a good idea. Until there's actual world peace, it is a horribly dangerous, catastrophically fucking, it's a setup. You've got to be insane to think that we should automate vehicles during the time of Russian hacking. Are you fucking kidding me? Hello? Is anybody in the world even awake?
I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Not a 1% chance is acceptable, considering the damage that it could do in an instant. You know that 40% of the population? Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to bet 40% of the American population on somebody's ability to maintain a firewall. Okay? Show me the system that's been unhackable forever. And then you can talk to me like that's some sort of sane proposition. But this is not approved think. You see, you get people into football, it's really easy to get people at each other's throats. The constant promotion of football stars, football players' girlfriends, football players as celebrities. Makes that the American dream, which makes basically pushing people around, taking advantage of situations. Just catch the ball and run with it. Everybody knows the unspoken truth about teamwork in football. It's teamwork until you get the opportunity to run with that ball. Then it's all about you. And the only people actually playing on a team are the ones that just push people around the whole fucking time. The linemen. The only reason they ain't running the ball because they can't run fast. But the ones that can, oh, watch the fuck out for those guys. Holy shit. You're gonna get hit like a diesel truck. They start running, actual train tracks form in front of them.
Remember people used to say Charles should be a linebacker for the Saints back in the day. I don't know why that made me think of that all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My bad, dog. But if you get people into racing, not NASCAR, class division racing, you promote proper maintenance on auto vehicles. You promote focus on quality when it comes to auto purchasing. You promote people being aware of the consequences of fucking off while driving. And you get to see how stupid road rage actually looks when you're not the one who's pissed off. See that guy? Don't be that guy. No matter how justified and superhero-like that guy might feel at the time, to everyone else, he's just fucking hilarious. I know, because I've been that guy. Coffee shop uses cup sleeves to inspire people to do good deeds. On the inside of the coffee cup holder. on the like they're ashamed of it.
Right? I mean, how many people take those things off of their coffee cups?
Like, apparently they only want people doing good deeds if they're, slightly curious observers with good eyesight. And they're, they're capable of waking up with that first cup of coffee and noticing some shit like that.
But how would you if your coffee cup is already inside of it, then you can't see it?
Right?
It makes no sense.
That thing comes, and when it runs out of coffee, it's like you're dead to me. I'm not going to inspect you.
Right? Like I said,
I'm not going to open up and see what's under there.
Who takes the sleeve off of their coffee cup when they're done? Nobody.
Like, is there some sort of lottery scratch-off thing that's been going on at coffee shops that I've been unaware of? Starbucks been giving away free Oprah wigs? Or something? I don't know. You get a wig, you get a wig, everybody gets a wig. Hello! Sorry. Oprah wigs. Did you get your new Oprah wig from Starbucks? No, I kept on looking at my coffee sleeve. Right before I threw it away, I would always pause at the trash can and dissect my coffee cup. Even though it was dead to me for not having any more coffee for me. I then showed it the tender love of post-mortem burial prep and delicately removed its sleeve just to see if something that would benefit me and all mankind might be hidden under there. But alas, no. I scratched and I sniffed and it just fucking smelled like coffee. I didn't win shit. What was the point of this again?
You get a wig.
I didn't win an Oprah rig. Oprah rig.
Oprah rig?
Yeah, apparently Oprah's now moving on from giving away cars to semi-trucks. You get a rig, you get a rig. Turn the camera around, it's a bunch of fat guys in ball caps. Yay! Dancing around with their belly showing out.
Ew.
That's two fat guys dancing in your imagination on one broadcast. Keeping it classy all the way to Christmas. Hey, at least these fat guys keep their piss in bottles. What? Trucker bombs. Today on Oprah, we have a special where victims of trucker bombs speak out. Yes, I was just standing on the side of the road and suddenly a bottle full of piss hit me in the face. And I was like, hello! 'Cause it's trucker bombs. I'm doing this just to make my wife look at me strangely, basically.
I don't even know what to say to that. I have no words. No words whatsoever.
I never realized how much my voice sounds like Oprah's.
Me either. A little disturbed by it, to be honest with you. On more than one level.
At heart, I'm a big, lovely black lady. Loveling, I don't know.
Loveling?
I was trying to make up my mind between two words and apparently couldn't.
Loveling.
And my tongue just decided for me. It does that sometimes, especially when it comes to big black ladies.
I know you didn't.
I decide I want them to make me some jambalaya. Oh. Now I'm just missing the fucking Bromark Deli like y'all don't even know. I recommend to any struggling young man to just come on down to the South and get yourself a job at one of the Associated Grocery Stores of Louisiana. So that on your lunch breaks, you can enjoy home-cooked Louisiana food for like $1.50 a pound. Dingo. Didn't matter which store I worked at, man. They were serving red beans and rice and catfish and jambalaya, crawfish etouffee, shrimp creole every week, just like in order. And Zapardo's was the best because they had the owners basically wanted fucking biscuits with sausage and jelly and shit every morning, and that's what I like to eat for breakfast anyways. So basically the little lady has to open up the the front food counter, would get there first just to make breakfast for the people opening up the store. Before the store is even open, she's in there making breakfast for us. Go in there every fucking morning to fresh coffee, biscuits and jelly and sausage, sometimes bacon, sometimes eggs. Just stack it all up on a fucking biscuit. And nom, 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 nom. I'm fucking getting hungry thinking about that shit now.
I don't know whether I'm getting hungry or nauseous. I'm like borderline.
Oh. You don't have any biscuits, do you?
No. But a neighbor needs to go to the store. I can go pick some up.
Just make it in time to just stop at fucking Burger King, shit. One thing they can't fuck up is sandwiches. Because it doesn't really matter what they have on bacon, fucking ham, sausage, whatever. They're still delicious. And they're still going to give you a horrible stomachache. No, they just give me a horrible stomachache because I wind up eating like 8 of them. Oh, man. If they sold them things in bulk, I would be a fat motherfucker. Let me get like 12 for $12. Come on. Come on, Burger King. I'll eat half now, half later. And I'll take 4 shits in one day. What? So, anyways, Madeleine Albright has said that some things Trump does are a gift to Putin. Wow. Somebody bothered having some coffee. Adaptive voice recognition, dear. Adaptive voice recognition. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has given hundreds of immigrants fake court dates. Posted by CBS News. That's fascinating. Just trying to bog down their own system, basically. I wonder if it had anything to do with the shutdown. Fire in the parking garage at Newark International Airport. Sheesh. Now let me just say this. Speaking of the unique insight for which this channel is suppressed. People who, I suppose, rely on non-superhuman levels of intelligence tended to question my claim that Trump, the acquiescer to Russia, would ultimately lead us into a war with Russia. This is due to their limited understanding of the situation, the characters at play, and their true motives. This limited understanding has continued to be demonstrated throughout the past 2 years. Step by step, every level of their analysis has failed. This stems from 2 things. I've discussed these 2 things at length. They are American arrogance when it comes to just our military superiority in general, our technological superiority and stuff, you know, which has become more and more limited of late. And basically our program denial of reality itself. We don't see any sort of vulnerability to our society. We've lowered our guard and then become acquiescent to realities that are basically destructive for us. You know, small government on one side, ban religion and corporations on the other. Now, another big thing that all of this chaos, all of this back and forth, all of this division, all of this arrogance and ignorance blinds us to is our presumption. You know, we are blinded by our presumption that deep down other people just want peace. Deep down, we don't only think America's invulnerable, and we're kept talking about too many other things to even really think seriously about fucking anything. But the other thing, and it keeps us from realizing, Russia wants war. They're coming. They've been coming. They've always came. They never stopped. At no point have they truly desired peace. We've been under this assumption for too long. And anybody who continues under this assumption and keeps making these ignorant propositions about how society should be modeled and dependent on philanthropy and automation, blah, blah, blah. Philanthropy and automation. You know how Trump is playing right into Putin's hands? You're doing the same fucking thing. And you don't realize it because you're arrogant and ignorant. Just think of how arrogant and ignorant the prospect of automating and we're not talking about self-contained missile-like guidance systems on vehicles. Okay? We're talking about, and every single one who's talking about automating vehicles is talking about this. Talking about networking them to where they can all communicate with each other. No, merci.
Didn't we learn anything from Battlestar Galactica?
Right? Didn't we learn anything from Battlestar Galactica? Jeez. Let's turn Kias into Cylons, you know? Like, come on.
Right.
What's up, Max? Think about how foolish, until peace as a priority is established, until actual peace, until the elimination of, at the very least, state-funded cyber terrorism. Okay? You know, let's realize we're not in this fucking world that we were all pretending to be in. Where fucking hackers are not some fat guy on their bed, are not some college kid in their fucking parents' basement. Hackers are state-funded actors, and always have been. Every story you've heard about hackers being this, that, and the other thing is bullshit. Anytime a hacker, and I know this from experience, anytime a hacker becomes a hacker independently, the government, what's the word? Indentures them. And that's America included. And that's my boy Nino I'm talking about. Brian Phillips. On CNN in 1998, hacked NASA with a 56 fucking K dial-up modem. Carted off by the FBI and made to work for NASA for 7 years. Doing what? Cybersecurity. When I met him, he was renting a big old fucking house, still on his government stipend, and had just married a stripper. He got pregnant. Who was my sister Michelle's friend? That's how I knew him, actually. But there's been, you know, story after little story, generic, you know, kind of like, you know, this 24-year-old thinks that buying a new car is become more of a difficult challenge, and it's needed in his life because he doesn't know how to fix cars. He's just a, you know, suck it up, cupcake. Watch a YouTube video, learn how to do a goddamn oil change, you know. It's the same fucking thing. That fucking 24-year-old guy who's complaining about not being able to afford a new car doesn't exist. And neither does the fucking college kid who wants to be a hacker and is going and talking to reporters. Is the broadcast still working? It seems like about 5 times out of 8 I start talking about hackers and I'm going to get some kind of weird phone call. Ooh. Oh, last track of that. No.
I want to not be dizzy when I stand. That'd be a good thing.
Breathe. The brain requires oxygen. And you need to be using the leg machine more. Yeah, that was the phone call. I'm glad it didn't black out or mute out or whatever. So, just a little word of advice. If you have problems getting dizzy when you stand, that's a sign that your heart is weak. Okay. And in addition, the focus of where your cardiovascular system is weak is basically your legs and your feet. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you have problem getting dizzy while standing, you need to get yourself a little exercise bike, or you need to do some kind of bicycling type or leg type exercises. But the best way to do it would be something that could provide some sort of resistance and actually build a little bit of muscle tone in your legs. And by doing that, you'll be strengthening your heart as well, as long as you do it for, say, a 20-minute increment every day. What? Yay, incoherent trolling. Thanks, Russia. We can always count on you. Thanks for reminding me, actually. I was just talking about Russian hackers and how stupid it is that, say, the Russian-funded entity meant to sabotage the United States cab industry and all of the jobs it provides, both itself and the meticulous maintenance that cab drivers are required to do, the licensing, the management, the dispatch, everything. That company just happens to want to also automate vehicles, so they're gonna put those people that gave them all their success out of business. They're going to eliminate you, the Uber driver. You're basically working towards the elimination of your own job and cab drivers' jobs. Thanks, Russia. Thanks, Russian hackers. Shame on you for being a part of such a fucking blasphemous abomination of an agenda. You little Satan's bitches. Yeah, and guess what, my little Russian troll friends, who I know aren't fucking even allowed to be listening anymore? Just in case one of you hears this, you're working to put yourselves out of business too. They're working on automation of you. They have been for quite some time. You see, you that even monitor and control the bots, they've been monitoring you and trying to program a version of you to take over for you, and eventually you will be obsolete. Good job, trolls, hackers, usurpers, abominations. Hypocrites and failures of men. Boy, I get testy when I'm hungry. Dum 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 dum. God, I'm starving too. Oh. Just the thought of fucking Burger King sandwiches Oh, tender, meaty, greasy goodness. Chicken roast roll. The wonderful variations of kolaches in Australia. Australia is what happens when a bunch of Dutch sailors get lost and decide to stay and smoke weed for a while. And then they saw the asses on the women, and there was no going back. And many years later, we now refer to those rare women who, let's face it, tan better than any other women. Well, white women anyway. We refer to them as Shaylas. And the reason why you'll find the Sheila looks a lot like the Southern Belle is because of very similar history. Anyways. That's why when the Australians see the Cajun Navy, they're like, brothers. Because in fact we are. That when you think about it, you know, one way of looking at it anyways, that's some pretty Australian shit the Cajun Navy did. Yeah, that's a whole lot of flooding. Let's all get in our fucking boats. Are they gonna send the National Guard? Maybe. Fuck it, why wait? You know how much beer might be floating around out there? You're going to miss out a chance to find free floating beer, possibly rescue a damsel in distress and meet your future wife, and catch a big fish near a street sign. That is not some shit that a Cajun or an Australian can resist. No, fuck. Tie up the boat. We're going. Too right, mate. Cool, yeah. Sign me up, Blue. Whatever he said, Fred. Get the life jackets. They're in the shed. Sorry, had to. Had to. Dun, 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 dun. Skipping. Don't forget Clyde. Clyde and Gary, you know, they're going to feel left out. And these are their wives, Sheila, Susie, Sheila, Leslie, Sheila, Jennifer, Susie, and Sheila. Oh, I forgot Karen, yeah. My wife, yeah. Don't forget the guy from New Zealand, Sean, and his wife, Karen. He says he's part Scottish, but we don't really believe him. Yeah, the ones named Sean are all right. It's the ones named Robert that you gotta watch for. And Henry. Henry can fuck off. Play me didgeridoo, blue. Play me didgeridoo. Yeah, it takes a guy named Henry to name their son Josh. That's all I'm saying. But then for some reason, it takes a woman named Katie or Jennifer to name their son Tyler or Kent. And how is it that the name of a town in Texas or Australia, a place in Texas or Australia, can wind up just ruining the masculinity of a child? I don't know. You just took the super out of the man by trying to name him part of Clark Kent. I don't know. I don't know. Tie me new Oprah wig, rig. Tie me new Oprah wig. I don't even know what that means. It's a wig rig. It's an 18-reeler with Jerry curls. Or possibly long blonde braids. Scratch and sniff your coffee sleeve, Steve. Scratch and sniff your coffee sleeve. Don't want to throw it away and grieve, Steve. So scratch and sniff your coffee sleeve. All together now, tie me Oprah. Tie me free Oprah wig, rig. Tie me free Oprah rig. That's a tongue twister. My third leg is a peg jag. My third leg is a peg. But as I hobbled through town, I saw Toby and the koala sneaking off with a keg. All together now. I'm fucking blowing Susie's mind over here. I'm Jake the peg diddle with the extra leg diddle. Wherever I go through rain or snow, the people always let me know. There's Jake the peg diddle. Right? You'd be like, That's 30 years of memory right there. Fuck. That. Oh. 35. Getting there. Oh. Makes my head hurt thinking of how old I am. Now, if I could remember Two Teeter Mine better, I'd be happy. Two Teeter Mine, Two Teeter. What? I have limited and specific, just sort of little 80s Australian childhood. New Zealand, Australian. I actually went to school in New Zealand. Miramar. Oh shit. Okay. Frog skin had fallen on top of the Hollywood Stunner. I'm pretty sure the Hollywood Stunner would win. Its polyps were out. It wasn't stung to death yet or anything. Speaking of which, I need to set up this frag tank I was talking about. When it gets warmer and I want to do something but sit on the couch with blankets on my fucking feet. And right now I have giant winter socks on. But still, just want to like sit Indian style and oh, my stomach's growling. Ready for breakfast. I hope they're watching the time. I think they stop at 10:30. I hope my wife knows that. Deadly polar vortex slams U.S. Colder than Antarctica. Well, you know, there's places in the U.S. that get colder than places in Antarctica all the time. I'm not debating whether or not the polar vortex effect is happening. That's obviously happening. But, just, can we not talk to people like they're idiots? I don't know. Just, it seems to make people idiots to me. And it's the reason why Facebook profits have surged despite the year of scandals. Oh. That's a paper plant fire. Elmwood Park, New Jersey. I wonder if Joey's anywhere around there. He'd be at work right about now. I don't know if he even knows about it. But New Jersey is not exactly a big fucking place, is it? And speaking of which, Chris Christie is one serious, slithering, slimy fucking propaganda agent. Oh, I'm getting so hungry, I'm starting to feel dizzy. But anyways, you can tell Chris Christie is up to fucking no good because he's been too well informed to think for one fucking second half the bullshit that he said along the way. Same thing with Giuliani. Too well informed to think for one fucking second that the Russian attack on our election system was a product of Hillary Clinton losing the election, and for some reason, after having lost the election, was able to travel back in time and fucking make things have happened in history, like the Russian hack of the DNC and shit, so that they could make up an excuse for having lost an election they should have won, quote unquote. And he is just an agent of noise to make you feel like you can't argue the truth for what it is. Yes, I've been broadcasting for quite some time now. What's up, Mr. Conway? And let's see, I got two choices. Y'all can hang out while I eat, or I can call it a broadcast. Oh God, so hungry. Probably won't take me long to eat. There's a magical lady with food here.
There are 2 fully loaded and 2 hams.
Good.
Because I call it ham.
Ham. If only the camera weren't charging.
Sorry.
dishwasher. Health food. Laney. Oh, having a got milk moment. Ah. Oh, well. Oh. I got a big mouth. My kids watch me eat something like that, and they're like, that poor sandwich. This is sausage, egg, bacon, ham, and cheese. Oh. My stomach was so empty, this hurts going down, shit.
Enamel is the white.
Russia's future is in integrating with the West, says James Gerardus. Well, aren't you just a naive little schoolgirl? Tell them that, you know? Fuck. But at least understand that they are not convinced and have never been. Stop pretending that they're on the fence. here to talk about whatever's on your mind here. If you want to talk about how brilliant any of my ideas are, just be cautious about giving away
I know
any
that's why.
details.
That's why I don't want to say anything. Because the ones that you've been working on the last couple nights, there's
Are you impressed, dear?
I am. Come here to Misha.
I need to remind everyone, she's Serbian.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Ever tried to impress a Serbian woman? I just made my Russian troll spit out his coffee on that one.
Yeah, the kids think it's funny to try to get into a who can laugh first contest with me. They're never gonna learn. They're only half Serbian. They can't compete with me.
Did you come over there by yourself?
She was trying to, but I had my legs crossed and I uncrossed them and helped her. I didn't force her, she like plopped herself down. About up here.
Oh, so greasy.
Was it good?
Yes. I feel like I should have dissected it and absorbed some of the grease of the paper towel. And they're like, oh god.
Yeah, I kind of shouldn't have eaten mine as fast as I did, considering how long it's been for solid food. But it tasted so good.
So much grease in that shit. If I ate a bunch of raw corn and caramel and then laid on a tanning bed, I would shit Cracker Jacks. Oh, good. I'm glad I was just off camera. That's we don't need like a 3D loogie. Just keeping it classy all the way to Christmas. Oh. Boy.
No.
So yeah, that was fucking delicious. I'm not sure if I'm feeling better because I'm being overwhelmed with the grease. But I know I'm not going to pass out from hunger at least.
Yay, I at least partially win.
So anyway, trying to get this development plan underway as soon as freaking possible before people wind up getting moved away on other job opportunities.
Oh, are you jealous? There's plenty of room for both of y'all up here.
And there he goes.
He's like, no, if I can't have you all to myself, I don't want you at all.
I'm
I'm a lucky
you're
daddy.
gonna stare at me.
Yeah. Mommy's a
Well, come here.
traitor. Come on.
Come on. Come on. What are you looking at me like that for?
Like,
I didn't kill your cat.
no, you're supposed.
You are my cat.
You're supposed to take Misha so I can have mommy.
It's like trying to communicate. Huh? You will take the other cat, and then I will have your wife. In boots.
But I'm not wearing boots today.
But he is.
He's always
He is
wearing
Poos in boots. Alrighty then. Yeah. Where are the more?
I didn't know you were the one who went to the store. I was supposed to go get more.
Yeah. I said I wasn't going to get cigarettes last night. And then,
Oh.
then I continued with my
Oh,
story
I
of how I'm glad I got a blunt at Walmart because my license is expired. And the nice little old black lady let me know. Yeah. I've been driving on an expired license for a month now.
Not for months now.
For a month now.
Oh.
And we're not going to be specific.
Just saying. Hasn't been that long. No, it seems like forever because, you know, this month will never end.
Right.
This is the
You know,
month
the
that never
542
ends.
fucking thousand days of January 2019.
Okay, well, I guess I'll be back then.
Okay.
Ah.
I could have sworn like there was another bag that you had that had the cigarettes in it and everything.
No, I had stopped to get more Gatorade so I could stay hydrated.
Oh, okay.
Because I drank all the Gatorade that
It
we
was
had.
green Gatorade?
Yes.
That explains it.
It was green Gatorade.
I thought that was the... See?
Is it green Gatorade?
Wait, hold that up again. Hold that up again. See, the similarity of coloration there. That's what got me. I look like some sort of like...
Whoville person?
Yeah, some... I don't know. Dark anime man baby of some sort. I don't know.
You're what's his in Kurasuchi's Bunkai. The baby.
I just need the little butterfly wings.
Right. I'm sure the girls have fairy wings somewhere still.
Too much forehead, not enough hock. And there goes Misha. All right. So the real estate market is doing some interesting things. There's a company that just fucking fired its CEO, and like the owner's son took over. What was that? Keller Williams. Yeah. Franny Mae and Freddie Mac, or Bernie Franny Mae Mac, or whatever, has been in sort of a not processed limbo phase. And people have been talking about it because it's been spooking the market. And if the government shuts down again, it's going to spook the real estate market even more. Another thing that's been spooking the market on the side with, you know, Ladder and Blub and Remax and all the big real estate companies is these online direct buy kind of brokerages that basically eliminate the real estate agent out of the process. And they have, you know, managed to basically replace that with a lower paid traveling sales type person who most of the time the customer needs. But this has empowered a lot of independent renovating couples and shit like that. And there's a lot of other different online solutions available for those kind of people and for home buyers in general these days. And the real estate companies are having to play catch up because they're starting to realize stability isn't going to be there forever. We are inevitably going to go to boom and bust thanks to Trumpistanism. And one of the ways that they're going to wind up getting weeded out as companies is if they don't find a solution to this problem of online direct marketing. Sort of the way retailers have fallen to Amazon and just decimated the economy. Walmart included in that. It was kind of phased acceptance from Walmart, consolidation, to online circumvention of local tax structure, and job investment all over across the board. You know, the government needs to take responsibility and needs to start acting like it's fucking aware that if you're trying to start a business in this country that's going to do good, that's going to be a net positive for everyone, the Russians are going to try to stop you. It sounds fucking weird, but it's true. And if you make a business that's a net negative or that can be used in some negative way in the future, guess what? The Russians are going to help you. And they might send some fucking Swiss, Dutch, Chinese, random fucking investor. But because you fall into that part of the plan, you're going to get that stamp of approval. And if you don't fall into that plan, if you don't make yourself part of that plan, if you resist, they try to stamp you out. So that's where my shit's going, in a sketchbook. And it's just a matter of other people that nobody knows about buying property and helping me develop this shit. And let me just say, I'm making a lot of progress as far as not needing to hire an engineer goes. So, parts catalog started as a series of price lists for every piece of hardware as purchased by Home Depot, plus the labor and assembly line format that it would take to build each section. So I'm pricing this shit out like car parts. And then you just look at the floor plan, divide it out geometrically. Count the number of sections, multiply by a price. And then you're gonna have like what, a labor surcharge per section, something like that. And then you add the contract cost of whatever, concrete, septic system, plumbing, electrical. But in this case, the on-site plumbing and electrical are both going to be cheap and easy because I've got modular systems for all that. It looks like Zoom is trying to host. I mean, it's just completely changed the subject. It looks like Zoom is trying to host the Duncans. Keeps on nudging him with his face and everything. Anyways. So I guess, guys, just, you know, if you have any capital investor type friends or anyone in your family, you can let them know if they're wanting to take a trip out here and see in person. But I can't talk too much about it on here. But anybody who's into property development is welcome to get in. and become one of our first clients, basically, so as to help this company get off the ground. And depending on the relationships we establish, you may get to buy in on some of the other ventures, because I am a fucking mad scientist with inventions galore. And you just pick a direction that somebody might go with the word plan, and I've probably already gone there. So there's going to be a lot of various opportunities in the near and long term, I would think. And the sooner we get started, and the more we put behind it in the beginning, the less other people will come out with things that I could patent, basically, you know? And when it comes to the thing that I can't patent, what those patents are supposed to fund, it's just missing pieces of society that need to be put in place for society to sustain itself. For society to sustain itself. Okay. Using my words. Think. Okay. Anyways. It's, I get discombobulated about this time. It's like, oh, the middle of the day, but this is the time that I'm supposed to be sleeping, because I don't get really to sleep at night, so. It's early morning, man. I'm also late at night, man. So that just means basically stay up all night, man. So right about now is when I have to force myself to go lay down, and I'm eyeballing the sketchbook, and I have this idea for an easily dividable fourplex studio apartment floor plan. But I'm gonna try to sketch it really quick and not do anything detailed, and then I'm gonna go be a good boy. I'm gonna lay down, because I use my exercise bike and take care of my heart. You know, to make up for how much hot fucking coffee I drink, basically. Anyways. So, it's kind of working out how slow moving this process is winding up being. Because this parts catalog, the reason why I've actually moved on to doing the fucking price list is because I've gotten it down to where I know every single piece of wood, every single thing that will be purchased and put together. And watching all these fucking construction videos and all that's been helping. And I've got it all to where it'll meet current storm code. And when it comes to those things where I was saying, yeah, most of it's going to be modular, and then we're going to have custom carpenters and shit go in, I have eliminated almost all of that. Like, I'm going to be paying people for a full day's work, and they're not going to have a full day's work to do. Because I'm not going to make somebody drive to a job site without paying them for a full day's work, you know? But that's kind of cool, you know? Because it's better to have that consistently than to have 2 days of work or 1 day of work or whatever the expected day of work is turn into more than that, and then gets in the way of other contractors, and then you got to reschedule, and let the headaches begin. So, well, then let's just say everything, whether it be computers or cars or fish tank stuff or agriculture stuff or whatever, I put that level of thought into it, Deployment, marketing, strategy, everything. And you tell I'm fucking anxious to get started. It's like molasses. Just, okay. You know what I want to be doing? I want to be pointing lasers and hammering spikes. That's just like, I can't wait. Anyways. I'm going to go ahead and call it a broadcast for now, though. The mirror face is back. And, I don't really have much else to talk about before I start going into too many business details. But keep the faith, people. Keep praying that we have like a bandwagon effect of investment. Just pray for that. I ain't asking y'all to send money. Send prayers. I'm hoping I can pay y'all back.
We're hoping we can give you guys a stake in the company for all of y'all that have been helping us over the freaking years.
Right, and anybody who wants to claim their stake in the company, there's the fucking Patreon accounts, okay? Support me on Patreon. That's all I ask. If I had enough people regularly supporting me on there, I wouldn't have those end of the month panic things where I'm just like, can you somebody pay me a PayPal? That's kind of embarrassing, especially now that they've demonetized me.
That's just sad.
There's no security to our revenue stream from here.
How do they demonetize this channel? Don't let us run ads, but you got all these fucking people because of copyright, right? Right, that's like the whole basis of their fucking complaint against us is because we're showing copyrighted material.
Headache, baby, headache.
Sorry, but you got these fucking people whose live stream fucking CNN and MSNBC constantly, and what do we do when we click on it because we want to watch the news? Oh, we get a fucking ad, which means they're getting fucking paid. Now, why can't we? And we don't even live stream like that. We show little clippets, little tiny clippets. Fictional characters. My tolerance is hard.
Feel good?
A little bit. I have a little bit more energy, so like the ranting felt really good.
Apparently that's where all mine's going. We just kind of trade, yeah. Parents are never left with enough energy for like both people to operate at full steam, so just trade. Anyways. But yeah, the whole idea behind Patreon isn't just, that $7 or $42 or whatever whoever can commit to sending. It's that you've committed. And being able to pull up Easy Reefer's Patreon. It's one of the few things I can pull up right now to show somebody. Okay? Just bear in mind, everything else is in a sketchbook. So, the people who know that they're going to get a stake already, unless you came into some money and you're trying to help out on a new level, the $420 a month level isn't required. But if there's people who haven't been supporting us all these years already, who want to get in and to want to help this happen sooner, the terms and conditions are all there in writing.
And just so you guys know, I'm just going to point this out, that in all these sketchbooks that he actually has it broken down to where those of you who have been helping us and or will be helping us in the future will actually have a stake in the company, and it's already written down on paper, just so you know. I've seen it many times.
Yep, just like on the just like in the writing on the Patreon, I have this basically 7% reserve to then divide up percentage points into the small investors, and then you can see how that breaks down specifically for the Patreon investors, and the amount of buy-in relevant to the total cost is all spelled out up there. And the reason why it's on the Easy Reefers is because step one for us has always been to develop both a fish store and a small residential building, so that we could basically prototype simultaneously commercial, coastal, and residential structures.
Come on, Misha. You want me to pick you up? No.
And have the overlapping cost facilities to provide an extra layer of capabilities for that, being as they're flood proof, while also having other reasons for those costs to be covered, i.e. custom building fish tanks, ponds, that kind of thing.
And of course, a residential house for us to live in, that's ours. That
Right,
we're not
that's
paying
obvious.
out the ass for a dump that's falling apart around us. Sorry.
Prototyping
Bitter.
an easily manufacturable residence is kind of a no-brainer. As far as the marketability goes and why we'd want to prototype that, but where we go from there with the fish store and the mechanic shop, it's about cross use of costs, not buying equipment that we can't make money off of in more than one way. And it's about establishing the type of social network and peer networks required for long-term success in industry as a whole, basically. Anyways, but I don't like to get too much into my business economics lectures when I'm on, first of all, on the live stream, where other people could steal my ideas, and second of all, when I got a headache and I'm running on half fucking steam here.
Yeah, he needs to be calling this a broadcast, y'all. He's been taking
Thanks
care
for
of
watching,
me
y'all.
the last couple of days. I've had the stomach flu and my Murphy.
And thanks for hanging out, Mr. Conway, Brother Maximo, and Susie Q, and whoever else besides the troll that joined us.
And Lacey was on earlier.
And Lacey. And,
by the way, hi everybody I didn't get a chance to say hi to. I've been in and out trying to help take care of my Murph.
And bye, everybody.